Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for watching. So I'm just going to talk to you in this video about the response that Kier Starmer, our wonderful, glorious Prime Minister, gave to the current petition that's still live at the moment, and I believe at the time of recording has over 2 million signatures. I haven't actually checked it since, but I believe it did have over 2 million signatures calling for a general election. And Starmer's response basically was that, oh, well, we need to break everything down, cut out all the rot. Basically, it didn't say that, but it's kind of, that's what he meant. We need to break everything down and rebuild it from scratch, is kind of what I take from it. So, the fact that your car tax, my car tax, I drive for a living, I use my car to make money. So fuel prices, they're almost certainly going to rise. Car tax is going to rise. Probably the price of insurance goes up every year anyway, and it's ridiculous. So the budget, so farmers are going to be absolutely destroyed. They're not going to be able to, many of them are not going to be able to pass on their farm to their children and their family without the family having to pay a 20% inheritance tax if the farm is worth more than £1 million, which most farms, I mean, the farmhouse alone could be a few £100,000. You've got the barns, you've got the equipment. £1 million is not a lot for a farm, really. I would imagine that most of them be worth quite a wee bit more than that. So you've got that. You've got the VAT on private schools, and private schools are not only just for posh people. There are certain kids with additional needs, autism and such like, that may need a place at a fee paying school. And all this sort of, these people are going to be affected now by the VAT raid on the private schools, and it's education at the end of the day, so it should never have happened. But basically, Starmer's response was, like I say, oh, we need to make the tough decisions that no one's willing to make. Well, since 2020, since COVID happened, the fuel prices initially dipped, but then they skyrocketed. So they had this whole thing with the furloughs and that. They were paying people part wages, but they weren't actually working because they were in lockdown. So after COVID kind of ended, after like a year and a half or like 18 months or whatever, like inflation went through the roof. Prices were rising at like shocking levels. The price of energy went through the roof, and it's due to rise again after Christmas. In January, it's due to go up again. Starmer has taken away the pensioners' fuel allowance, so prices are going up and up and up. This budget that he's made will for sure affect wages. It'll the national insurance rise. I mean, where are the employers? Where are they going to get the extra money? So they're going to make cuts. It's going to happen. Wages won't increase. Prices will continue to increase. Your energy costs will increase. The pensioners don't have their winter fuel allowance anymore. Many of them will probably die because of this. So at a time where people are squeezed, car tax is going to rise, fuel prices are going to rise, and Starmer decides and Rachel Reeves that, so they're just going to take a mallet, boom, to everything, knock it all down, cause more inflation, more price rises. People are going to end up in the street, I believe. What happens? I mean, if your wages don't increase but prices increases, your mortgage increases, your energy bills increases. I mean, if you can't pay these essential bills, you're going to end up in debt. You're going to end up in debt. So it might mean people that are eligible to take out loans are having to take out loans just to pay their bills, and then they're paying interest on top of these loans, and they might end up having to take out more loans. It's a never-ending cycle, and it just sends in people getting into debt possibly bankruptcy, losing their house, ending up on the street. Not the people that managed to keep their house not being able to put their heating on in the winter because they can't afford the bills. Prices are rising, food prices rising, not being able to feed their families properly. Their wages are not covering anything like what they would have done maybe 5, 6 years ago. And Starmer decides that, yeah, this is the best course of action, that he's just going to cause more misery for people. How, how's that? I mean, at some point there has to be, there's got to be a breaking point. At some point that you've got to realise that you can't do this. Why not go down the route of putting um, a tax on the energy companies? Why not set up a fund like Alex Salmond was talking about, like an oil fund or whatever, like when he was alive? Why not try and get more money from like big companies, big tech? Why target the small man? Why destroy farming? How is this going to end? Are people going to actually end up losing their houses? Are they going to not be able to heat the house if they manage to keep it? Are they going to end up starving to death? I mean, what is the way forward here? I'd like to know your opinion on it, but for me, I hope that I don't see it happening personally, but I hope that Starmer does not last the full term, because I believe that if things keep going the way they're going, this country will, for the disaster it is at the moment, will be a third world hellhole, I believe. An absolute police state, third world hellhole where nobody can afford anything. But maybe, I don't know, maybe this is the plan. Maybe this is the World Economic Forum push to this whole you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Maybe this is like a major step forward in that direction. Call me a conspiracy theorist if you want. I'd be interested to know what you think. Thanks for watching.